things going right now here. Getting it all set up and running. Getting this all shared out to everywhere right now here. I see other people are sharing it out here, and I appreciate that, guys. Brandon Ace in here sharing it out. Thank you very much, sir. I appreciate that. So with everything getting shared out here, again, thank you guys all very much for that. Very much appreciate the help. We have a hell of a lineup today. I see a lot of people are jumping in the chat here as, of course, Skype and YouTube still having their bitter divorce here. So welcome to the show, Brandon Ace, Mark Caliber, Kiyomi Cuevas, The Real Minerva, Brandon Cuevas, Showtime Vernon Quinn, The Bastage, your boy Blaze McCoy with Blaze Radio, Shifty the Drunken Dragon Clown with Platinum Dragon Studios, Mean Joey Green, otherwise known as, Dr. Anus Tickler in the chat, streaking around as always. Judgment, my brother, how you doing? Great to see all of you can make it here today. We have a huge lineup today. And as you see by the title, as it says, a double dose. Colt Matthews, welcome to the show. So we've been having some tournaments going on here. And we're going to finish round 1 today. And as part of this double dose, we're going to knock out round 2 as well. So if you all have been following around at home, House of Ghazi, welcome to the show. But if you've been following along at home, we're going to grab them both right here. Our 2 new championships, the International and Intercontinental Championships. There is the bracket for the International title. And there is the bracket for the Intercontinental title for our women. So those of you following along at home can get a real good look here and see where we are. As I'm getting everything brought up, as I bring up the chat in a smaller container here, because of course YouTube and PlayStation are still in the middle of their bitter divorce. They need to figure their shit out quick, goddammit. Welcome as well, Mrs. Utaker, of course, listening in as well. We have a hell of a lineup on card number 1. We have in the tournament brackets, we have Cassie Madam Red versus Goddess of Pain. Then we go to the men's side where the D-Train will take on Scuzz. Back to the women's bracket here as Wrestling Mama will face She-Hulk Chick. And then we flip back to the men's side. You kind of see a pattern here, folks. As Brandon Cuevas will go one-on-one with Warren Benjamin. And then we conclude the women's side of the bracket here when Roxanne Winters goes up against the Steel City Committee's Sunshine Marigold. That will finish round one in both tournaments. Our next two matches, we have tag team action as the Sexy Nerds go one-on-one with Excalibur in a rankings bout. And then the main event on card one, as we saw last on Sunday, where the tag team champions had to face off against the women's champion Mad Cow and her number one contender. Now, unfortunately, the tag team champs will be part of the tag team champs will be featured later today, Almo being one half of the bastard and the cunt. So I couldn't book him in a match on this part of his show because he'll be featured later on. So instead we went to a battle of contenders. As the current number one contenders for the tag team titles, Judgment Time, will square off against the team of our Sacrifice World Champion War and his number one contender, Johnny Crow. Vernon, in case you're not noticing, you're in this match. Now, speaking though of War and Johnny Crow, I know there has been talk many times they both have significant others, and they have an upcoming title match at Flashpoint this Sunday. So I'm going to make the announcement now. War versus Johnny Crow will have Cassie Madam Red, the wife of War, and Sophia Nightwalker, the wife of Johnny Crow, in their corners. That means disqualifications will be on. There'll be no countouts. But disqualification is on, and I know both these women are Nightwalkers. I know we can get a little sneaky if we want to be. But I will make this clear right now. The referee's decision is final, and any decision in that title match will result in a title change. Welcome to the show as well, Omar Wolf. But on that note, I said we got a lot of matches today, so we're going to get right rolling here with this. So our first bout, as I mentioned, coming up. Cassie Madam Red versus the Goddess of Pain. Who do you guys got in the chat? Yes, Chance, disqualification will be on. It's like Shifty is going to be going with Cassie. As well as Brandon Ace going with Cassie Madam Red. You know, to all of you guys that just caught the UKWF action on right before us, amazing show. If you didn't catch it, you actually can look on my front page, or you can find him in the chat here, either way. On my front page, there is a list of people in the DWS. So you can have a quick way to find any one of those people. said great show earlier. So definitely, if you haven't seen it yet, go check it out. If you did see it or are coming over, thank you. But we are on our way down to ringside for our opening bout. Ladies and gentlemen, the following contest scheduled for one fall. On her way down to the ring first, representing Salagia from New Orleans, Louisiana, my daughter, Cassie Madam Red. Of course, this is in our first rounds. By the end of this show today, the first rounds will be completed. And our second part of the show today will feature the second round action. But ladies and gentlemen, her opponent on her way down to the ring, from every man's nightmare, representing the Ministry of Mayhem, the Goddess of Pain. Both these women have made it perfectly clear, speaking in the back, that they have no intention of not being the first Intercontinental Champion here. So a hell of a lineup throughout the entire tournament, but tough draw for either one of these women in the opening match. Welcome to the show, Sabri, aka Underscore. Glad to see you could make it. I see what you're saying there, Chance. Yes, Minerva, there was a couple of changes. Mark Caliber also going with Cassie here, as well as Jack Bayou. If I have missed you, welcome to the show. Glad to see everyone can make it out here today. Of course, now Goddess taking the moment. She knows that they're opening the show, and she was actually excited for that matter to open the show and to pretty much to set the bar. Of course, Goddess now the wife of our current Pay the Price champion, Jake Bagwell. So not a surprise the two of them being in the same stable here. But we have both women ready. Referee calls for the bell, and we are underway. Quick collar elbow tie-up. Goddess pushing Cassie back to the corner here. Referee already stepping in, trying to get a clean break here. And he does get one. These two women know each other very well, but still being in opposite factions, kind of surprising. But Cassie with that suplex turn into a neck breaker. Now Cassie keeping Goddess grounded, going to work with the neck vice here. But Goddess comes back, counters with a quick arm drag of her own. Now a huge shot across the shoulder blades and neck. Now starting to put the boots to Cassie is Goddess. Now has her in a deadlift waist lock. And takes her over with the suplex. Now again, just going back, nothing pretty or fancy there, just putting the boots to her, but Cassie counters, pop-up Hurricane Rana. And again, Cassie right back to work with that neck vice, keeping the larger opponent grounded here. Now stomp to the arm and drives her face first into the mat. Goddess rolls out for a quick breather, but Cassie's going to follow. Of course, here in Sacrifice, as I say many a times, no count out, no disqualification in most matches. Now Goddess goes for the bear hug, but Cassie quick to fight her way out of it. Goddess shoves off the offense that Cassie was planning there and takes her down with a quick clothesline. Now Goddess arm wringer through, but Cassie rolls through and takes Goddess down. That quick drop toe hold. And now just a straight right hand, nothing pretty about that. you can already see in the chat, Mrs. Utaker cheering on her both stablemate and tag team partner. But Cassie throws her back in the ring. Quick kick to the side of the jaw there. Now Cassie sends Goddess over to the corner, follows her in, jumps up and just driving those right-hand shots to her, and then a huge European uppercut to cap it off. Now stomping away on the corner on Goddess here. Has her draped over the rope, slingshot leg drop, almost decapitates Goddess there on the bottom rope, into the cover, 1, and only a 1 count. Goddess quick to get her shoulder up there. Now drop kick right to the back of the head and neck area again. Cassie focusing on that head and neck, of course, using that long kiss goodnight. And there's that brainbuster neck breaker combination right across the knee. Now Cassie's measuring her up, but no, Goddess quick with a heel trip there to escape. And now Goddess just taking her time measuring Cassie here. Might be catching her own breath from that assault. Now she has her hooked and plants her with that DDT into the cover. 1, 2, and no, at 2.5, Cassie kicks out. Goddess is beside herself for a moment. Now hard knee to the back of Cassie there. Now planting the boots again. And now into a camel clutch. Referee running laps here. And Cassie is powering her way out of it. Did not go for the ropes. Instead flips Goddess over by the arms. Now hooks her up. Goddess pushes her back. Cassie ducks the clothesline. Both women going with counters here. Now Goddess getting some kicks. Huge hangman's neck breaker. Now into the cover. And a quick kick out by Cassie. Might have been able to get her foot right under the rope there as well. Now Goddess backs Cassie against the ropes here. Lifts her up and hot shots her on that top rope. Now has her up on the shoulders. Huge Death Valley driver, rolls through with it. Goddess now trying to pour the offense on here. Now just drives a kneecap into the mat there. Her up again and plants her again with that DDT into the cover. 1, 2, and no, 2 7/8. Cassie again kicks out. Now kick to the back. That might have woke Cassie up a bit there, but Goddess quick to follow up on the offense, sends Cassie to the corner. Now just choking her with the boot there in the corner. Welcome to the show, Caleb James as well as Jake Bagwell. We're in our opening match as Goddess brings Cassie out with a backbreaker but holds on. Make it a pair of them. Now Goddess going up to the top here. Measuring Cassie, telling her to get up. And went for the double axe handle but got caught and dropped with a backbreaker. Now Cassie into the cover, 1, and only a 1 count there. Now hard shot across the back and shoulders from Cassie. Now kick to the gut. Single leg drop kick right to the jaw. Into the cover again, 1, 2, and kick out about 2.5 by Goddess now. And Cassie's a bit beset, thought she might have had it with that kick. Now Cassie's measuring her, has her hooked, and she stole the DDT from Goddess. Went for the pin, but Goddess able to get her foot under the ropes. Talk about insult to injury there. Now sent Goddess off the ropes, but Goddess came back with a quick knee strike. And now powerbombs Cassie down, rolls her up. 1, 2, and 3. Ladies and gentlemen, your winner, advancing on to the next round, the Goddess of Pain. Great back and forth match by both women there. I think the biggest biggest mistake on Cassie's part when she tried to beat Goddess with her own finisher. Maybe she should have went to the kiss goodnight instead, her normal finish. That might, trying to get that extra little insult might have been what cost her that match. But either way, great match by both women. But your winner, and as I said, advancing on to the second round. So it will be a very interesting bout. Of course, as you can see, the members of Ministry of Mayhem congratulating Goddess already. Well, of course, Chance booing because, obviously his sister losing. But over to the men's bracket we go, as we have the big old ball of sexy D-Train going one-on-one with the man simply known as Scuzz. Who do you guys have in the chat? And this is U-Taker going with Scuzz. Of course, Scuzz also a member of the Ministry of Mayhem. Alrighty, brother. Shifty going with D-Train for the win. Two big men that just know only one direction, and that's straight forward. So should be a very hard-hitting encounter here. Mark Caliber going with D-Train. And here we go, back down to the ring for our next bout here. Of course, this bout is in the men's international title tournament and is scheduled for one fall. On his way down to the ring first, he is, of course, the owner of Maverick Championship Wrestling. He's referred to by many as that big old ball of sexy. It's the D-Train. Bagwell going with Scuzz for the win. Ghazi saying that he hopes D-Train wins. Oh, really there, Colt? You might want to curb your tone a little bit there and remember just who you're speaking about. But ladies and gentlemen, his opponent in this match on the way down to the ring from Los Angeles, California, representing the Ministry of Mayhem, this is Scuzz. And of course, Scuzz brings you Bomb Pop Overdrive, taking you back to the 80s. And of course, any of these great other promoters you see here that are featured in my show as well, you can always go to the front page here of Eternity Broadcasting. You'll see right at the very top in a column, you will see all the great broadcasters. Very much appreciate everything they do in their stations and appreciate them coming over here to support me in mine. I see you out there talking, Mr. Matthews. You might want to watch yourself there, son. I think you already got enough troubles. Now, as you can see right there, put together. It looks like he was just walked out of a wall there of pure granite. Referee checking on both men and calling for the bell. Here we go. Scuzz right across with a clothesline, staggers the D-Train, but does not drop him, but ducks under D-Train's attempt there. Both men missing with a follow-through. Now Scuzz with a leaping clothesline takes D-Train down. Now going right to work with the trapezius claw there. Like I said, both these men know one speed, and that's forward. Now Scuzz again going right back to that trapezius claw, trying to keep D-Train on the ground. And now the fight is on between D-Train. Finally gets the advantage back. Shot to the back and then a huge German suplex to boot. Scuzz quick to roll back up, but D-Train again takes him over with a quick toss. And now just a huge taped hand right to the side of the head of Scuzz. Now into the headlock. Just trying to wear down Scuzz here. And this is more of a resting hold for D-Train because he gets to keep the pressure on but not exert a lot of his own. Again, Scuzz staggers him back but does not drop D-Train. Is D-Train with a quick side slam of his own. Now Scuzz rolls out of the way of that boot, but D-Train quick to scoop him back up. Huge fall-away senton bomb there almost. Now double leg takedown and just raining down shots onto Scuzz as he tries to cover up. But D-Train grabs him up again. Huge gut buster by the big man. Another kick to the ribs and now to the back of the legs. D-Train trying to dissect Scuzz, but Scuzz comes back with a quick elbow to the gut there, and then a huge STO clothesline takedown. Picks up D-Train and got him goozled. And takes the big man up with the keg slam. And we know what that normally opens up here. Ladies, get ready. Got D-Train hooked. And the panty dropper powerbomb puts him down into the cover. 1, 2, and kick out by D-Train. But now Scuzz looking to follow up here. Picks D-Train back up. Sends him over the top rope to the floor. Now Scuzz following up another huge shot on D-Train, but D-Train back up with a right hand of his own. Now throws Scuzz back in the ring. Another shot across the back of Scuzz here. And now wait a minute, D-Train's got him up in a modified version of a Boston Crab. The human body is not meant to bend this way, folks. Especially with the weight of D-Train, the one doing the bending. Scuzz finally counters out. And right away, kick to the gut. Has him up. And a huge panty dropper powerbomb again. Now pulls D-Train out, hooks the leg. 1, 2, and D-Train at 2 7/8 kicks out. Now Scuzz with a big clothesline, make it a pair. Ducks under the one from D-Train. And a tilt-a-whirl backbreaker to boot. Now into the cover again. 1, 2, and again D-Train kicks out. Scuzz now with a hard knee between the shoulder blades. Picks D-Train up, but D-Train comes back with a high back body drop on Scuzz. Now pulling Scuzz back up here. Has the wrist lock in. Overhead wrist lock applied. Scuzz fighting his way back out from underneath. Hard shots to the stomach. Now hard shot to the back of the head. And wait, has him hooked. Cobra clutch sleeper applied. And that's it. D-Train is out. So ladies and gentlemen, your winner advancing on to the next round. The man known as Scuzz. Welcome to the show, Charlie Sees All. Glad to see you could make it. Now, I'm seeing you out there, Colt. And I see many people stepping up. But Colt, let me remind you of one thing. You should really, really watch exactly who you're speaking of. When it's a member of the family of the person that signs your paycheck and writes your matches. But there you see it, up to the crowd and letting them know he has said from the day he has walked in the door that he is going to be a champion, and he has taken his next step towards that exact goal. So here we go, back to the women's side of the tournaments here. We have, of course, my sister Wrestling Mama versus the She-Hulk chick, better known by everyone as Shulky. Who do you guys have in the chat on this one? Gazi not rooting for anyone because his picks are failing. Mrs. U-Take, of course, going with her stablemate Shulky. Be careful with my tone there, Colt. With my tone? Let me make one thing perfectly clear. Little boy Colt Matthews. Just because I sit behind this desk here and I run this company does not mean that you still can't get your jaw rocked and your teeth rattled. Because I have no problem whooping some little 2-bit wannabe tough guy, wannabe pretty boy's ass and making sure you damn sure ain't pretty anymore. Because just because I sit behind this desk and I bring everyone this action, that's all I do here. You might want to look around at the rest of the wrestling world and see that I'm very much anything but a desk jockey. And in most places, I'm a champion. And I have no problem dragging your ass right back out and showing you why I am a champion. So you best watch your tone and you best watch your jaws, because it can easily get broken. Now that that has been said, let's get back down to ringside. Ladies and gentlemen, the following contest in the Intercontinental title tournament is scheduled for one fall. On her way down to the ring first, she is one half of the Ravishing Pair Tag Team Champions. From Mount Olympus, my sister, Wrestling Mama! Of course, one half, as I mentioned, of the dominating or the Ravishing Pair Tag Team Champions. But she has also made it clear that she wants singles gold as well. Bubs, welcome to the show. Glad to see you could make it, hon. Your tag team partner in action right now. And her opponent, as a matter of fact, representing the Ministry of Mayhem, everyone's favorite superhero comic book chick, it is Shulky! course, Schuelke taking her time before she gets down to the ring here. Had an opportunity to become the #1 contender for the women's title at our actual last pay-per-view, but fell short. That match being claimed by Never Ending Legs in the end. That she has made it known that that's not going to slow her down at all, and that she looks at this tournament as a chance to start getting back to where she wants to be. Now Schuelke, of course, like I said, as I mentioned, taking her time, very slow, very methodical. And she'll use that pace in the ring as well with just high-impact brute force. So a very interesting matchup here between used to being bigger than the rest of their competition. Oh, Caleb, you will be on the next card. Trust me. Mr. Unbreakable. As the referee calls for the bell, here we go. Both women collar elbow tie-up. Mama pushing Schuelke against the ropes here. Referee stepping in to call for a break. And does get a clean one between the two women. But now Schuelke real quick to scoop Mama up. Has her up. Mama floats over from behind. And raked Schuelke right across the back. And now coming up with fists and forearms. Now quick go behind by Wrestling Mama. Schuelke with a standing switch. Huge waistlock takedown. You know, holding Mama there and just ragdolling her, throwing her to the ground. Went for a backhand chop. Mama blocked it. Went for a drop kick that Schuelke blocked. Now both women firing back and forth on each other here. But now Schuelke getting the advantage. Quick kick to the gut. Deadlift gut wrench. Into a suplex to boot. Now brings her up, but Wrestling Mama counters out, and then a quick drop kick staggers Schuelke to one knee. Now picks her up, a huge forearm shot to the jaw. Now drapes Schuelke across the top rope, slingshots her back off to the middle of the ring. Quick kick to the back there of Schuelke. Now going to work on the legs as well. Has her up, but Schuelke ducked, and a kick to the stomach of her own. Charged in, but Wrestling Mama waiting with that quick, nice hip toss there. But Schuelke with a back heel trip of her own. And now turns her into a submission hold here. Modified Boston Crab, middle of the ring. But Wrestling Mama using that core strength to get turned back around and counter out of it. Now kick to the back of Schuelke. Welcome to the show, Princess Ash, as well as Mad Cow. Great to see you could both make it here. We are in one of our women's matches here for the tournament as Wrestling Mama measuring Schuelke here. Huge somersault DDT there. Beautifully done. Into the cover, leg hooked. But Schuelke, as big as her frame is, was able to get her leg under the rope right away. But Mama's not done, measuring her up here. But no, Schuelke just went dead weight and caught her right in the ribs with a quick punch. Now sends her off the ropes, kitchen sink, hangs on, makes it a pair. Now hooks her up, side Russian leg sweep. But now lifts her up, but Schuelke comes back with a high back body drop. Now arm wringer on Wrestling Mama, who comes back with a quick forearm to the jaw. But Schuelke not to be outdone, right back with strikes. Now a huge T-bone suplex. Schuelke now just threatening and measuring Mama there, finally picks her up. Has her hooked. And there it looks like it's going to be the Gamma Bomb. Caught Mama flush into the cover. 1, 2, and a kick out at 2.5 by Wrestling Mama. Now, elbow drop to the chest of Mama there. Shuki just keeping the pressure on. But now Mama comes back with a quick arm drag. Kicks Shuki in the jaw there. Now dragging her away from the ropes. And turns her into a Boston Crab. Sits down deep on it. But Shuki just powering her way out. Nothing pretty with that, just raw force. Now forearms across the back. But Wrestling Mama quick to pull her up into that suplex cutter. In for the cover. 1, 2, and no.